welcome to the trading game. This is the release party for the Kraken indicator, Kraken silver bullet indicator.
Release the Kraken!
Kraken has been released, so hope you enjoy this. I'm going to turn it over to ICTKraken, and we will get into this deep.
All right, guys. So everyone can see my chart.
Yep.
Assume.
Yep, it's good.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, like I said, if you can mute yourself, please do. I'm going to go over this. You don't need to necessarily see the candles per se right here. When I show you the things, we'll be zooming in and out and moving all kinds of things around, so it'll make more sense. But to start with, I'm going to have it zoomed in, so you're going to see like this. You're going to see candles very well. But so before I get started here, there's over 330 people that need access, and so my plan is to have that all granted before the end of the day tomorrow. Actually, before the tomorrow market opens. So give me some time. It is a process. It's manual. It's not like I can upload a list, so it's a manual process. So I will be doing that probably later today and tomorrow during the day. So by the time the market opens, what you would need to do is go into TradingView, go into your indicators here, select it. It'll probably be on favorites for you, but come down to the invite only scripts right here, and then you'll see Kraken Silver Bullet indicator. Once you get access, that's what you'll see. Click that once, and it will add the indicator. Now you see that when it's added, it's showing that it's on, but you're not going to see anything on your chart. Okay, by default, all the settings are turned off. And I did that because this is an indicator that you actually use intraday by turning things on, toggling things on and off that you want to see that are still relevant. Okay, it's not going to give you a signal to buy now or sell now. Okay, it's not how this is meant to work. So if when you select that and you get this over here and you get a right about where my thing's at right here, my mouse cursor's at, you have a red exclamation point. What that means is you need to save your chart and then close out of TradingView and then open TradingView back up. Okay, it needs to like reset in the system with TradingView, however that works, to get it to be alive. Okay, it's not the indicators broke; it just needs to be, toggled on in the background. All right, so indicator. I'm going to turn this. I'm going to click on the gear icon, open up the settings. All right, so the first thing is just getting the basic chart layout. All right. So everyone is asking, if you watched any of my YouTube videos, I have like the background shading and the silver bullet hours shaded, and people have been asking for that for a long time. And so I've added that to this indicator. That's this first section. Okay. So light mode is obviously my background on my chart is white. It's very light. If it's dark mode, you're going to want to watch the explainer video. I'm not going to get into it here because it's kind of a process. Sorry, I had to cough there for a second. So this is I plan on it working on a light chart. Watch the explainer video if you have a dark background. Okay. So light background, if you hover over this icon, it explains the customization for this. I'll go over that here in a second. So I'm going to toggle the light mode on, and then background kill zone details. Okay. It says show all kill zones. That is basically the main on-off switch. Okay. And all the rest of these are, like, let's say light fixtures, and the show all kill zones is the on-off switch. So I always have that turned on. And if I say show London, I want to say show New York AM session and the PM session. What that will do is it will turn on highlighting all the gray areas here. This is London. This is New York AM. This is New York PM. Okay. If I turn this off, click that show all of them go away. Okay, so master switch.
Got it.
Okay, you can also do Asia if you want right there. I'm going to go over the silver bullet sessions here, and then I'm going to show you how to change the colors if you don't want gray. Okay, I'll do that in a second. So silver bullet, London, it's already set up for the 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern time. You'll have to change the GMT time because I don't know how all that works with your time zone or anything. So I'm assuming you'll have to change that, maybe not, depending on your chart settings. So just saying it needs to be 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern time. You'll have to change that setting for you. But you click this on. This is the AM silver bullet, 10 to 11. The PM silver bullet from 2 to 3 p.m. And that's what the darker gray is that you see in my videos. Okay. I know ICT came out with one. What was 7:30 to 8:30? Is that right, Mark?
There's several, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can add. So I added 2 more sections on here. So if you wanted more times, you can have ones right here. It's actually right there. Okay, so you have 2 more times to change. Okay, if you want them on or off. Where this is change the colors, so you don't want gray or you want to change the color, is right up here. You can go to settings, or style. Can't read. So these first 5 are the silver bullet sections. So this one right here is the London silver bullet section. So if I wanted that green, I could change that green. Okay. You can change how dark and whatever you want here. I believe it was at 12. Yeah, good enough. Same thing with AM session. All the settings are right here. Okay. That's your silver bullet. Now this doesn't matter if you're on light mode or dark mode. These are, you can, if you're on dark mode, you would just change this to a lighter background color and you'd make it, whatever you want. Okay. So move this back down to 12. Yeah, close enough. So then the Killzone, same thing. This is where that dark mode, I'm gonna go back to inputs real quick. This light mode right here, I'm selected light mode, so that means I have a light background, okay? And when I toggle on this, it says toggling on makes Killzones black, off makes Killzones white. Further customization in the style tab, note that color 0 is for light mode and color 1 is for dark mode, okay? So if you were in dark mode, you would be selecting color 1 and changing it, okay? That's how you can change your background for if you're in dark mode. Okay.
That's a good tip. I'm glad you gave me that because I would have missed that.
Yeah, I didn't know what color 1 is because I've never used it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the dark mode. But I never have my chart in dark mode, so it's foreign for me.
Just so y'all know, I went to light mode and I was with him the other day, and I had him give me his exact color scheme, and that's what I'm using now. That way, I have the defaults for the indicator. I don't have to change anything. If I have to reload it or update it, everything stays the same, and I'm in good shape.
So session 3, this color 0 here, these zeros, I'm gonna have them change in the next update because it's confusing to me. This is actually the PM one. If you look at the PM session over here, that's the PM session. Okay. I don't like that. I want it to say PM session and then session 4, session 5, so it's a little more cleaner. But we have someone that says no sound. I have no idea how that works.
So let us know if you guys can hear us, and then we can identify if that's us or him. Is everybody hearing okay?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, so Sadie, you want to mess with your settings a little bit and try to work that out? This will be recorded, so even if you can't hear us now, you'll be able to hear it in the recording.
Okay, so that's the background part, okay? So I'm going to scroll down here. Session windows, daily dividers. This is just going to show the day of the week. Here's the 29th right here. It's going to show Friday right there.
Meeting package on Ampere.
I got him. All right, go ahead.
All right, so show the days of the week. I'm going to keep going down. This is still setting up your chart before we can get into the fun stuff. So Sunday, use Sunday open horizontal line. Here is a change that I'm making to all of these right now. Right now, you only have the option of dashed, dotted, or solid, but you don't have the option for thickness. So that's one thing that Lumi traders, Girl Trader mentioned that, hey, can we add that? And I said, yeah, that's fine. I can add that. So I'm going to add that in the next update. But the use Sunday open horizontal line, so you can use that. You can change the color if you want. Let's go with red. I don't know where it was at last week. Right there. Okay. There's the Sunday red line. I don't use it because I use New Week Opening Gap and it's the same line. So it's on there if you want to have it on there for your trading. Use midnight horizontal line. I check that box and I use midnight vertical line. Let me slide this over here. That will do as it processes it here. Process. Oh, my bad. Zoomed in too far. So one thing I just did there, I was zoomed in. This is always going to show you the last day's information. Okay. So, and why is that? Because if I'm trading London, all I need is the previous day's information. I'm trading a 1 hour time frame. Okay. When I'm trading the AM silver bullet, which is this time frame right here, I only need the previous day's information. I don't need the New York midnight open from 2 days ago. I mean, you can mark it on your chart, but this indicator is going to give you the last 24-hour period. Okay, so when I was over here and I'm like, well, why isn't it showing up? Well, it's Thursday. Fridays is open here. So, I just got tricked by my own indicator. What the hell? So it shows you the vertical line, New York midnight open. One change additional is I'm going to have the price over here. I'm going to show that to you here in a second. What you'll need to turn on to make sure you get the pricing. The other thing is the 8:30 and the 1:30 opening price. So the AM session and the PM session, you'll have the dark gray dotted line for 8:30 opening price, and then you'll have the 1:30 opening price here as well. Okay. All those have been shown on my videos on YouTube, so now you have access to it as well. That's basic settings of the background. Okay, so it's probably a good point to see if there's any questions about that so far. Do you want to do this in sections or?
Yeah, that's good. If you have any questions on that, put them in the chat real quick. We'll give you a couple minutes. Anything on
Yeah, if there's
color schemes, etc.
Yeah, the text can be added to the opening lines. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll put that on my little list of updates to make. The pricing. So I'll explain the pricing part in the as we come down lower, and why I may or may not have that on there. I probably will for the New York Midnight Open, but not the other two. I'll explain why in a minute. So while we get questions there, Mark, I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
So we have the show imbalances. Honestly, I don't use this as much, but it does show you where a lot of the fair value gaps are. So it's pink right now, so it shows you where. It doesn't matter if they're filled or not filled. It's not. All it is saying, hey, from this candle's high to this candle's low, there's a gap. It highlights it. That's it. Okay, so it's a good way to quickly see where they're at. So you can change the color and the brightness and all that things right there. So before I go into this part, I want to show you why this indicator was made this way. This right here, This right here is strictly based off ICT's video of the silver bullets, his rules, and in the framework for the silver bullet setups per ICT. It's his concept. So I'm just going to show you that you have the previous daily high and low of the drawn liquidity, right? So as he says here, go back, he says the main emphasis is determining the next most likely draw on liquidity. All right. So the first 5 are where the draw on liquidity is possibly targeting. So previous day high and low, previous session high and low, previous week high and low, return to current or old new week opening gap, expansion away from current or old week opening gap. Okay, so put this over here. While we turn these on, move this so you see the lines. You can kind of see where everything is on this indicator. Told you we'd be shuffling quite a bit. So here's number 1, previous day high and low. Here's previous day high and low. Turn those on, right? And it's going to show you where these previous day high and lows are. Right here, the previous day high, that's Thursday. Thursday's low. Okay, as soon as Sunday rolls around, it'll show me Fridays. But it'll also gives me this price right here. It says 43.01 and 43.55.75. That's the price that stays on here, okay? So you'll have the price if you're doing a morning routine. It'll give you the price that you need right there. You can have to show previous, and it'll actually give you days before as well. Previous day high and lows before. I don't really use it as much because I just leave them. If it's untapped, I'll usually mark it and leave it on my chart, kind of like NWOG opening gaps. But so previous day high and low. Now you can toggle these on and off if you once the low's taken and you don't want it on your chart anymore, toggle it off. You don't need it on your chart, leave it on and off. That's the beauty of having it that way. Okay, the second one is previous session high and low, draw on liquidity. Okay, this one is fun. So we have all 6 right here. I need to see how far we're at here. We have all 6. So Asian session is from 20 to 0 to midnight. So it'll take the range from, let me move this over, from 2000 to midnight. It'll plot the high and the low, okay? And it'll give you, based on the color here, it'll give you the price of those, the high and the low. Let me move this out. Let me just move this out of the way. It'll give you the high and the low, okay, with the pricing. Now, if you wanted to, move this over here. Say we were trading this, right? The high is taken. I can take the high off, and I'll still have the low because that liquidity has not yet been taken, okay? So throughout the day here, AM session, that liquidity is still available, right? It hasn't been taken yet. It gets taken over lunch. So that's why I have it as you can toggle on and off. In the first video, this is the most recent change, I had them turn them so I could turn them on and off. And the price is when you turn off the high, let's say, the price stays here because that's a secondary line. In the system, you can't have a title and the price here the way that was written, so we had to have a secondary line. I'll show you that in a few minutes, but you can turn these on and off. So there's Asia high. Let's turn on London. It has the price here. There's all Eastern times here, all Eastern time. So there's the high and low. You have the New York Killzone, 7 to 10 a.m. Right there. AM session. It's really hard to see, but AM session, you have New York lunch. There's New York lunch. Some of the kill zones overlap because they're the same. They have their, the double top, double bottom type of thing. And then PM session. Okay. So the thing about the sessions is let's do a replay here. Let's rewind this here. Okay, the PM session that'll be right here. The PM session is right over here. It's already past the hour. But see how the PM session, silver, the PM buy side liquidity and sell side right there. You zoom in so you can see it better. Stops right here. Well, that's because the new PM session timing has started. And so it's going to show you yesterday's up until this one's done. So it's not going to be painting this as it's going. It's going to show you the last full session period, if that makes sense. So the way, if you watch my newer YouTube videos, the ones I'm coming out with now, I'm explaining how I'm using this a lot. I'm using sessions, previous day high and low. I'm using all of ICT's concepts for the silver bullet hours to show you where the draw liquidity is versus just a high or low. Actually explaining it now with more markings and the prices. The next thing I'll show you is the previous week high and low as well. It's just like the previous day. It's going to plot them on there and with the line. There's your previous week low right there with the price. Okay. So is there any questions on that, Mark?
I don't see any here. Tackle
Not yet.
typing, so give him just a second. Let me welcome a couple people. Be Courageous. Dragon Turtle Co. Maybe seen that before. Lazy Slug. Welcome. Can't be lazy in this business, though. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Moses. Welcome. Plasma Flow.
The main thing is I wanted to make this indicator to work off of his concept, right? I have 1 through 5 done. Sorry, we just covered 1 through 3. We're going to cover the NWOG opening gap here in a minute. But you can't it's very hard to have an indicator that can do the optimal trade entry. There are some out there that are just, you want to use them, great. I don't. I prefer to do that manually. And the confluence of the 2022 ICT YouTube mentorship model, obviously, you need to know how that works. Those are basically entries, not draws on liquidity. So I wanted to have the draw since that's the main focus, and you're only trading an hour. So this is for that hour. And each hour I'm toggling things on and off to see what is still available for as far as liquidity. What still hasn't been taken.
Right.
That's why it's all turned off on when I started it, because you don't need to have all of it on.
Yeah, when you sit down to start, marking up the chart and looking at stuff, if you're just trading those hours, it doesn't take 2 minutes to just leave the levels that you're interested in at that time.
Yeah.
And then wait for them to. It's not like you're going in and out clicking. You're only in there an hour. If one of those levels get taken, that's probably your trade. So.
Yeah, and you're looking for, you're looking either for a turtle soup entry there, or you're looking for basically the 2022 mentorship model entry to go the other side. Because 2022 is a reversal, pattern, or entry. So new week opening gap. This this has a disclaimer here. It says, due to candle look back restrictions, please use this on the 5-minute chart or above and mark out the new week opening gaps with a horizontal ray for charts lower than 5 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to show you why that is here. Let me just turn this off there. Let's go with, let's just shrink this down to show you why on the 1-minute chart you only get a few of them. This is 25%. Okay, so you get one there, and I don't think you get very many. Actually, hold on. You get one there, but you got to actually toggle something else on. They do this every single time with this part. You got to turn the new week opening gap on. You can change the color here. It's set for 80. That's one of the changes that I got to have them make. You can have the consequent encroachment dotted dash. You can change the color if you want. The label has the time. Here it is right here. You can have that. Change the settings, the colors. It's all default to 12 new week opening gap. It's going to show if it can pull that far back on the time, the candle restrictions, because ICT says he uses the last 3 months. But you're going to want to hit extend previous new week opening gaps and extend to current day. Those are the two settings that I always forget to turn on, and so I'm probably going to have those on by default. And then when you turn this on, it's like the master on-off switch. I'm probably going to have that done because I always forget to turn that on. So this, you don't have very many. You have another two up here, and one there. So when you go to the 5-minute, you'll have a lot more new week opening gaps. There's all the new week opening gaps. You can see them all right here. So that's why you do the 5-minute. Oops. You do the 5-minute, and you can mark these with horizontal rays. And if you don't know how the object tree works, you can start marking them like this, and then you can put them in folders, and then they're on your chart. And you can go back to the 1-minute, and they're still on there. So that's why I say use it for on the 5-minute, mark up your chart, and then you can turn it off. So I use it just to quickly see if I've missed any in the last 12 weeks, and then I turn it off. Since I trade the 1-minute, okay? If I had this on a 5-minute chart or higher, I'd probably leave it on and just not have to mark them. So that's the new week opening gap, and on ICT's thing, it was away from and aiming to new week opening gaps. So those were two options of his draw and liquidity. Also have a new day opening gap, so you can turn the new day opening gap on, change the color. You can have consequent encroachment if you want, change the labels, extend previous new day opening gaps to the right, and you can set how many you want. Again, it's all based on restrictions, on how far it can look back. This needs to be yellow. So then that's new day opening gap and everything, and new week opening gap. This setting right here is going away. It actually doesn't really apply to us anymore, so this one's going away because it doesn't work. I don't know why, but don't need it for trading what we're doing. So I'm skipping that for right now. Is there any other questions? Missed the start, but glad to be here. Okay, so there's new week, new day opening gap, and I'm sorry, new week opening gaps. Okay, leave that on. So the macros. So let me back up. Let me show you this part here. We have previous day high and low. We've got that sessions we just covered. Previous week high and low we've covered. Both new week opening gap options away from and to we've just covered. So of his framework, this does 1 through 5. Okay, can't do optimal trade entry, and can't do 2022 mentorship model. Okay, but your main emphasis is determining the most likely draw on liquidity. So that's what that does. That is the silver bullet portion of this. The other part is I wanted to be able to help people see things better on the chart. Okay, and that's why we have the macros and the power of 3 candle, which we're going to go over next. So the macros, let me zoom in here and slide this over and give you, this is the PM session. Actually, I need to show you the AM session first, the London session. So macros, I have here. It's going to put a line up where the 2 macros are, or the beginning and the end of the macro. So you can choose your line, your how dark you want it. Do you want it dashed, dotted, solid? The thickness of the line. So this is the London session. Okay, there's the London silver bullet, and ICT says 1250 to 310 and 350 to 410. Right. There's 2 macros. So then you can zoom in here and you can actually see what the macros did. Okay, now obviously this one took out the high, so we're trying to go higher. This one's consolidation before it gets started to go higher. So it's good to just have it on there and just kind of look and see. And ICT says the macros mean something. It means when the price is going to start actively seeking a different draw on liquidity, or it could just be a consolidation. So have that on there for learning how the macros work. And so at the end of the day, I usually turn them on and off and kind of see how they played out. So there's the London. Let's go with we'll just turn these all on. So I'm going to move this out. I've done it so many times. Here is the AM session. Macros are turned on. You can change the color and all of that, like I showed you. And then here is the PM session. If you don't like those time frames, you'll want to have different ones, then just change the times. Change the time, you can change it to whatever you want. Okay?
Awesome.
You change your color over here and how dark or highlight you want it. So if you're in dark mode or light mode, it's the same thing.
I've seen quite a list of macros, so that's handy that they can go in there and make some adjustments for something something customized or something. That's a neat feature.
I had the ability to do 10, so I can add more. It's just makes the code quite a bit longer. So it's like it's silver bullet indicator. I need 6 of them. So use the 6, and then there you can adjust it. So before I get to the power of 3 candle, because it is very
Cuando tu mamá se baña, ella te va a poner
finicky.
una
Cut you out. See marsupial. Welcome to the channel, but gotta mute you for now.
So before I get to the PO of 3 candle, it's very finicky. So I want to make sure everyone else all the questions are answered first, because this is the hard part.
I'm kind of getting them as we go.
Okay, you are awesome. All right, so the power of 3 candle. If this was live, it'd be a little bit easier to explain this. I do want everyone to watch the explainer video at the end, and just towards the end of it is the power of 3 portion, in case I missed something here. As I've said, this is a very finicky part of the indicator. It works. It's just, I don't know how to make sure say this, but just make sure you follow along here. Okay, it's the last thing on the bottom. It's the last. This is PO3 time frame. You are going to want to select show candle, show symbol, and never touch this box. Okay, don't do it. And the reason you don't want to do it is because as soon as you select a candle or select a symbol here, it will show that symbol on your chart, and the projection lines and some other things won't work. Every time I've had the developer take this off and remove it, it's stopped this whole thing from working. So instead of keep postponing the silver bullet release, I just said leave it on there and I'll tell everyone not to use it. Okay, so just please ignore this section. So this, otherwise this will show the current main chart. Like right now we are on ES1. I can hear on ES1, so it's going to show ES1.
Hey,
right?
Kraken, 1 second. What did you just cover about that? I want to timestamp a couple things to make it easy for people to find it.
I said not to use the PO3 symbol selection box.
PO3 selection box. 30 minutes in. Okay.
So I'm going to select things here so that way it's working the way it is, and then we're going to talk about the selections. So the first thing you want to do is show candle and show symbol. Okay. Then scroll down. You want to enable the grid, show projection lines, show the price, and show table. Basically, select everything. Just don't do anything with this.
Kraken.
Okay.
Yo. You may need to exit and come back in because we got a bunch of people trying to get in that can't get in, and we don't have the seat. So just pop out, pop right back in, reshare your screen. That works for me during the day when people are texting saying they can't get in.
Do you want me to stop sharing my screen, exit, and then come back in?
Yeah, just disconnect and then reconnect and share your screen.
Okay.
You don't have to shut anything down. Just hit the big red. Yeah, there you go.
And then share my screen. Go back here, screen. Yeah. See my screen?
I'm looking at your screen. Yep, we're good to go. Hopefully that helps. Sometimes that works during the day. Yep, that worked. Good. Thank you.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to slide this over because we're going to talk about this. Okay, so why do I want this on there? Because I like to see how the candles paint in real time. Okay, and so what this is, these two candles right here are this left candle is the last full hour candle. Okay, that for right now where this ended, it is from 1400 to 1500. Okay, that is the last hour. So this is the low. There's the low. It opened right here. There's the open. Closed right here, and it was a little bit higher. There's your open, high, low, close. That's your last hourly candle. This blue candle on the right candle is the current candle. So when you get access to this and you turn this on, it will show you this, and it will have, it will be painting in real time. It will be adjusting. There is a slight delay. Obviously, it's got to do the math and the calculations and all of that stuff. So it's not going to be like just exactly like the live candle, but it's pretty close. Okay, so this right one is going to be moving up and down, right? And so how we use that is basically power of three, right? So if this was our last candle and we closed here and we want to be bearish, we are looking for an open, a high, a low, and a close. We're looking for this kind of candle. If we ended here the last hour and we're bullish, we want to see an open, low, high, close. Okay, so it just kind of helps you visualize and see how the candles paint in real time. This is the hourly candle. This down here is your chart that we had down here, this table rather. It shows that it's the ES. It tells you the symbol at the top. It tells you that this is the 1 hour candles, and it tells you the time. If this was live, it'd tell you how much time is left in this hour, and then it gives you the range, $14.25, which is 14.25 handles. All right, so you can change the color of the candles. The body is this is the up candles, and then this is your down candles. Right here, up candles. So you have the borders, the wicks, and down candles. Offset. This is offset by 10 candles, or at least 10. Now, if you had all of these, the sessions on there, you're going to want this to be about 25. I think it was 25 or 27 is what it was when it was. And what that's going to do is push this more to the right. So that way when I'm going to just throw them all on here. I think this one's the longest, or the Killzone was the longest. I don't remember which one. When you had these on your chart, you had to have them beyond the candles. And so I didn't want to have this overlapped. So if you had this only at 10, let me go back to 10 here. You'll see that it was close, and I didn't like how it was over this. See, I didn't like it, so I moved it up. I changed it. I'm probably going to have the default set to something different, and then you can adjust it as you want it. Enable the selector separator. So there's, if you can see, there are dashed lines here. Let me make them. Let me just make them red. You can see that there's dashed lines here in between, separating the hour grid. So you can see that each hour, so you can kind of see how the hours play out. This is an hour, and this is, you know, just not an hour, but this is an hour. So that's the grid, the separator portion. The high-low, okay? So I have mine as, you know, Christmas basically, green and red. So you have the high is the green, and then the red is the low. It's not necessarily, it's not based on a certain swing low. It's not the main swing high or low. It's just the high and low of that hour. Okay? Just like this is not a swing high. It's just the high of the hour. Okay? And you can make those, you know, however thickness you want. Okay? The projection lines, that's from the current candle to price. Okay? Some people like that, some people don't. If I like it because I like to see where the open high low close is, and so that's in real time. I like having the projections. The projections will not work if you select this. That's one of the things that it doesn't work, along with some other things. So please don't use that. The table, you can make it in the middle of the chart if you want. You'll have to slide this over, and you can adjust those settings. Okay. Let's see what else. I covered those. The price. This is the price. You can make it smaller. You can make it, you know, large, auto, whatever, however you want. The color. There's all your selections. Let me go to the styles really quick because I didn't cover this for the sessions. Okay, so this, let's just talk about lunch, New York lunch, sell side liquidity. Okay, let's talk about that one. As I said before, that's two lines. Okay, you got a line here that stops, you know, a candle or two over past the current price and gives you the title New York lunch, right? A secondary line that's hidden is this blue line here. It's like a horizontal ray. It's telling me that it's 4316.50, right? So the only thing you want to change over here is if you don't want to have the prices, unselect it. There, the price is gone. Okay. Otherwise, you can change the color. It's already defaulted to match the colors on the other side in the inputs, so it's already is set to match. Sorry about that. I didn't have the thing in there. But just don't change any of this stuff. It should be defaulted as toggled off anyway, but right now it's still there, so don't mess with that.
All right. Who we got?
I think that's it on that part. Any questions so far that I need to answer, Mark?
I'm trying to find out who I need to block here. Poffman, I got to mute you.
Doesn't
right
sound
now.
like it.
Got it.
Visibility is fine. Inputs.
There's
Let me
several
look and see if there's
people.
anything I needed to cover.
There's questions coming in. So by unselecting, it just won't show price.
No, I think that's it. I think that's what I have so far. We can adjust things later on, and add things to this. But for right now, I would change these colors, and that's it, to match your whatever color scheme you want. But yeah, that's the explaining the Kraken silver bullet indicator.
Right on. And I'm trying to.
So by unselecting it, it just won't show the price, but the line may still be there, but it's hidden as let's go buy side New York lunch, sell side liquidity. If I uncheck that, the line, I don't know if the line's still there. I don't think it is because it's unselected. But when you select it, it's going to show that line. Even if you toggle this off, it's set to show 0. So if I wanted to make this line, see this line over here? It does all kinds of stupid, weird stuff, which throws off my chart. I don't like it. So I leave it off because I just want the price. This is what I'm after for it to show the lunch sell side. And when I turn this off, this goes away. So when I turn off the sell side, then the lunch low, that goes away. No, that goes away. That stays on, sorry. That stays on because that's toggled on. And so how I use this in my videos, if I was using this right now, sell side was taken, New York lunch was taken. Granted, I'd probably leave it on, but if I wanted to take it off, I could take it off. At the end of the day, I want to make sure that all of these are selected on, because the next morning, if I select the New York lunch, just turn it on off, it's never going to show me the low because I turned it off. So by having this price here and without a line, it tells me, hey, you need to make sure that you turn that on before you turn off the New York lunch. Same thing with that. So it's just kind of a reminder. At least that's the way I'm using it. And that was the only way that he could, with the way the code was written as it was. I didn't want to have him rewrite the whole thing to do it as two separate lines.
Makes sense.
If you do watch any of my new videos, you'll see that I'm using this all the time. So you'll see how I'm using it more often. Other than that, I think that's
Did you see the question?
that's what I've got.
Would it be possible?
I'm excited. It's going to take me a while. There's 344 people now that I got to give access to. So if you don't have access to it in the group, go in there and request access to the indicator. It is a manual thing, so I will be doing it later today and tomorrow. But you will have access before the open tomorrow.
Got a couple
That's my goal.
questions.
So
Couple
yeah,
questions.
for
I
it.
don't know if you were watching the chat, but PO3 is amazing. Thanks for sharing with the community. In the future, will there be an option to select time frame for PO3, 15-minute, 4-hour?
No.
Okay.
And the reason is because I have an indicator that I'd use for that that I made that does multiple, but that code's a bear. It's almost as long as this entire code is to do it. And so for the silver bullet wise, you don't need more than this because you're really trading the last hour for the PO3.
Right.
And there are an indicator out there that the guy uses that he charges for his indicator to do more than this. I think he only gives you one, but to give you multiple, and so I don't really want to step on his toes on that. So if someone wants that, they're gonna have to buy that indicator.
Right. How about, would it be possible to change session 4, session 5 names?
I don't know. I asked him that before, and I wanted this to be like where I can type this in.
Right.
And for some reason, he said he couldn't figure out how to get that done. But I don't know. I have to find out. We're gonna have a list. All your requests to add. There's gonna be a thread in my channel that says modifications, and put it in there. And if a lot of people, if you read that thread, if you like the suggestion, like it, heart it, put an emoji or whatever on it. So the one that gets the most that votes per se, I will be going after those first. I kind of gotta have to take them in stride because you add too much changes at once, it's just a nightmare.
Right.
So I already have a list of 7 things that I want changed, but they're all really easy, so I don't really have any major updates yet.
Okay. Good deal.
I will be doing interpretation of power of 3 on the indicator. Just haven't got that far yet. I'll be doing some more of the videos.
Awesome.
Yep.
So I will pull up my screen real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing if you want.
So this is the 1-minute time frame. Everybody see my screen? Yeah. So just in a few minutes, I just kind of went in and picked some settings that, just cut out the work, that I'm going to have to take to try to figure all this out. And the visual is incredible. I love having the silver bullet here. It's great for kind of back testing and just at a glance to see what kind of movements you get in these shaded areas, just to build your confidence that price moves in these boxes. Right? This is solid. This is significant. These are huge moves. Silver bullet hours definitely something you want to try to focus in on. I can't say enough about this. I've got my high Killzone low, previous week's information on here already. PM sell side liquidity, previous day's low for a further draw. I love this. Now that I'm learning more ICT and understanding how this works, this is really going to be impactful for me. So great job, Kraken. We definitely appreciate all this. And
Yeah.
we definitely have
Release the Kraken!
we have released the Kraken into the world. I'm also going to, we've got sort of a public document where we're tracking information, you know, the kind of things that we want to be public and easily accessible, and it's going to be, they can see it as soon as they get into the disclaimer, which is here. There's going to be a document. I'm going to change this all up, but there'll be a document in this initial page that takes you to somewhere that either points you to the Kraken info or has a ton of it already there. It's going to be a one-stop shop because a lot of people come in and this is the first place they have to go. So from here we'll locate everything else and you'll be able to get the information you need, put questions. If you are not able to be here live to get your questions answered, watch the video, get some notes, what have you, and then we'll give you the opportunity to get your questions answered and help you set up the indicator.
Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to making changes and help making it better. I just want everyone to keep in mind this is for the silver bullet hours, and so there's a ton of things that I can add to make this to cover all of ICT concepts and things, but that wasn't the point. I wanted this to be an indicator to help withdrawing liquidity and specifically to address ICT's ways of trading the silver bullet, and that's what I think it does. Except I would like to add a few like pricing for like New York Midnight Open, things like that. But
Right.
I did add the PO3 and the macros and the imbalances as helpful tools to help. But I want to kind of restrict adding more of those type of things because I'm really focusing on it being an indicator for the silver bullet hours and not the end all be all ICT
No,
indicator.
we don't want that. This it's quality over quantity. It really is. This gives you everything you need with some flexibility. And for the silver bullet, which is something we push pretty strong here, is something to just kind of get in and get your feet wet and get a basic understanding. This is really all you need. You know, it's going to give you what you want to work with. Love it.
Yeah.
Any other
I'm just
questions?
people are typing, so I'm just letting
Okay.
them type.
I lost my stream. There we go.
We have a mini session for slow learner. Just watch this. There's a 32-minute explainer video that's going to get posted here in a few minutes. So you can just watch that over and over. I don't remember if I put in timestamps or not. I was kind of rushed to put it in because I needed. Basically, I gave someone access to it, and instead of hopping on a live stream, I made that video, and so I wanted to get that uploaded so she could go through it. So. It's made, it's done, and it covers everything we covered here, probably in better detail, but you can definitely watch it again. So, yes, it'll be officially released after this live stream. However, it's a manual process of me and adding everyone in manually, and there's 300 and over 345 people now that want to be added. So, you will have it before. Market open tomorrow on Sunday, but I can't tell you when at that point before then. So that's what I've dedicated my time to do before tomorrow. So there is no price for it. It's free. So
Yep.
yeah, all I ask is that if you do share it on social media, or not share it on social media, but show it on charts on there. If someone asks, hey, how do you mark your lines? Refer them to this group, refer them to my YouTube channel. Definitely to the Discord group. That's the only way they're going to get it. So,
Awesome.
just like when we share anyone else's content, we just ask that you guys, reference the creator of that content, so that way they get, props for doing what they did.
Right.
So,
Yep. Deserved. Keep stamping monkey is typing. I got most of your questions. Lots of gratitude, so right on, well deserved.
yeah, good job, guys. I'm excited for everyone to use it and get more feedback. And the feedback that I've gotten, I will tell you that the people that I've had tested out, they've said that if they said they love it, it's going to help them save a lot of time marking these out. and they, one of them doesn't even use indicators, but she's going to start using this for her morning routine. So, I think that's awesome. If we can help, great.
Yeah, it'll definitely
That's what it's
help.
for.
That will definitely help. People still typing, start allocating alphabetically, maybe starting F. He wants you to start with F.
Yeah.
This Discord will explode soon. I think it already
Yeah.
did. I mean, 1,200 people today, but we're going to be purging it pretty soon to see what we have as far as active members. We want to keep it real, transparent. Not trying to pump the numbers, trying to push, quality content. But thanks for the support, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the support. And Mark, you want to tell them if they want to show appreciation for the promotion thing that you're doing?
Oh yeah. So here's what we have.
Show that real quick.
In the disclaimer, there's too many people in the list. I'm having to scroll. We started something called a recognition fund, and it was basically to try to just accept. There's been people offering to donate and pumping the server with their own money and things. So for those that are willing and able, we created a little recognition fund. And what we're doing is all the money that comes into the Discord goes back out to the Discord. So we're trying to find ways to give away evals, merchandise, maybe do some content challenges to give you guys an opportunity to present something. We vote on it, have fun as a group, what have you. And then use a donation leaderboard here. We just started, but I'm expecting we should have started lower because now everybody's like, oh God, you got to put in $100. So that's not the case. $5, whatever. But it all goes back into you. We want to be a different type of community, one that pays the traders instead of the other way around. So I reference the documents. Everything's official, recorded, and here's my document since I didn't have to mail myself anything. So anyway, we're going to come up with interesting ways to get rid of this money. And then down here on this document, there will be something for Kraken to keep something updated to the group pointing to his specific location, maybe with comment links or things like that. So we're going to try to make it very organized. If you win a challenge or use something like that and you're loaded already driving your Lambo, you can defer your prize to the next person below you, and then you get credit for that deferment as a donation. So just something interesting we're trying to work with. And like I said, there are people who are want to show appreciation. I do it myself in some situations, so we're just making that as available. But none of the content is contingent on anything anybody gives to us. If nobody gives a dime, we're going to keep rocking this thing. There you go.
Mark, will you show where to find that indicator? Go up to the indicators tab and then select the invite only scripts. Show them where they'd get it.
Sure. Right there.
You just moved that. I don't see your screen now. You had it on there. There you go.
What? You don't see what?
Your screen. You pulled your. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Now we see it.
I'm recording one and I'm streaming another. Well, that's not convenient. Okay, so let me switch real quick.
You guys haven't started the 1 o'clock yet, right?
Oh yeah, it's 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Yeah, it's already over.
Okay, so for the sake, I need to stream a different screen. Hold on, I kind of muffed that a little bit, I think.
Well, what you're seeing right now, TGT, I believe you asked. I think so. No, Ovis. Is you want to go up to the indicators section right there, and this window pops up. Oh,
I'm coming right back. Right back.
all right. Now you see it.
You got it?
Now you hit it away. You pull it away from me again.
Okay.
And now I see it.
All right. Got it. I'll change it on which one I'm recording over here.
There you go.
Go ahead.
So he selected the indicators, and this box pops up, and you have your favorites. You have my scripts, technical, financials. When you get an invite-only script, your invite-only will show up. If it doesn't show up, it's because no one's invited you to have a script yet. When now you do that, you will have that, and you'll have the Kraken silver bullet there, and you'll just click that once. Will you go into the text right there on the far right? Yeah, click on that. I don't know what this does, but will you guys click that little the far right below the chart, that little thing that says 2. Will you guys select that when you guys do that? Yeah, that. Click that.
There you go.
That boost. I don't know what the heck that does, but I think it's like votes on, hey, is the indicator good or not?
Yeah, definitely.
And so, you know, at some point, if I ever make it a free indicator somewhere else on here, it'll go by votes, and so people can actually find it or not. So it's just kind of a vote of like giving it a thumbs up. That's all.
I'm gonna put the link to the video that we record in the comments, so that as people are checking out all of this, they'll have a link to go straight to the channel.
Hey, will you scroll down? I'll see if you gave my last update or not. No. Okay. Didn't. Okay. Oh, I guess that I did. I did. Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right.
The link to the indicator is in the group. You gotta have it's not a link. It's an invite only, and so you have to fill out the Google form. Mark, you wanna? Let me see if I can do that.
Form is okay.
Yeah.
I gotta pull this one over here. It's in the announcements, right?
Yep. Oh, wow, you're way far up. It's way down there. All right. Keep going.
I don't see it.
All right, I'm gonna find mine.
Maybe it's in your.
I got it.
I had it as a. Yeah, I don't know. Where is it at?
Yeah, I just dropped it in there. You gotta fill it out. You got it. It's automatic. Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, you have to fill out the form. It's not automatic as far as I have to invite you only, but it's at least have the form. I have to have that to get the information because I'm verifying everyone is in our group, and then I give them access. So it's a little bit of a process.
Right.
My daughter loves it because I hired her to do the the group review. So
Right. Awesome.
can't do everything. Gotta have her help with some of it.
Right. She was the one helping you with your thumbs and stuff.
Yep. She does all my thumbnails. I can't stand. I'm not a design person,
Right.
so she designs all my thumbnails for YouTube, and then I go in and just change the price and edit it a little bit. But she does the designing because
Right.
that was one thing I dreaded doing. I don't mind recording the video and editing it, but
I can't even do that. I don't even put timestamps in anymore. I got to get better.
if there's any other questions here, we'll wrap this up.
Yep.
Like I said, you'll have a give me till open tomorrow. They will have the explainer video posted up there. The Google form will be reposted in my thread. I'll start a thread for updates or anything, and for those, make sure you put your requests in there for changes and things like that.
So I have a comment on this form. It will only allow you to use the email account, at least for me so far. I've used 2 different browsers. It will only allow me to input the email that I've logged into Google with.
That's fine. All I need really is your.
Okay. Well, all right. Cool.
I basically all I need is the trading view thing in the Discord username on both. But the reason I had the Gmail on there is because of this can get spammed, and I'm not going to be. If I get too many spam, I'm going to figure out a different way of doing it.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to make sure they're verified emails because otherwise you could have, I don't want to be spending my time trying to give access to someone that doesn't actually get it.
Understood.
All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep everyone here on a Saturday anymore. So if there's any other questions, put them in the group, in the chat, and let me get busy uploading this stuff and starting to grant access.
Awesome.
So
get to work.
Appreciate it. Well, I want to hear the release the Kraken one more time.
Really, I got it right here. Everybody else should have it too. Can anybody else see that, or am I the only one that gets to do voices or sounds? You got to be an admin, maybe.
Release the Kraken!
There you go.
Yeah, it didn't show it for me down there.
That's it, folks. Thanks a lot for showing up. Stay tuned. Invite a friend. We appreciate y'all, and we're here to support you. Take care.